Hey guys, I'm Benny.
And I'm John.
And welcome to our first episode of Coffee with Cantu.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.
It's not about personality matrices and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.
What we want to do on this show is to take you along our journey with Cantu Cycling Wheels.
It's a husband and wife team. I do all the wheel building, she does all the marketing.
We're a small business located an hour north of Houston, Texas, and this is our front porch where we like to have meetings and coffee and talk about bike racing, anything cycling. We wanted to also share with you guys featured wheels, highlight our wheels, give you information, do some question and answer sessions, highlight some of the riders, do some rider interviews that ride Cantu wheels, and do some race recaps.
Hi, I'm John Wilmoth. I'm the owner and wheel builder at Cantu Cycling Wheels. We started Cantu in 2015 and have grown for a few years now. I like to work on cars, drag race cars and stuff like that, build motors, lots of intricate, neat things with cars in general. I like to travel with my wife, that's always fun. My first bike was a Diamondback Assault road bike that I found at a pawn shop for $75. I started riding and racing in 2008. I met a guy named Hans Schneider that told me, "You need to go race a bike." And I looked at him, I said, "I don't know what I'm doing." He said, "Well, that's the reason you need to go race a bike." So a week after I got on the bike, I jumped into my first race at Memorial Park. What keeps me motivated in racing is probably just the competition. I enjoy that, that training for a purpose, and when I get to the race, that I know that I've done something to to better myself, to be competitive.
I'm Benny. I grew up in Nebraska and I moved to Texas about 5 years ago. Whew. Didn't start riding the bike or racing until 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, until I met my husband John. So he started all this. I was actually a runner before I started riding a bike, and ever since then, man, it's I love riding. So you can go a little farther, you can go a little faster. Outside of riding my bike and racing, I really enjoy photography and video, and just being outdoors, hiking, traveling, anywhere. I really been to Alaska this past year, which was amazing, and next year I really hope to go to Iceland. It's on my must travel to list. 3 months after I met John, I was racing Bear Creek Crits in Houston. It's pretty intimidating, and I was kind of that like little puppy going up to the start line and just trying to take it all in. But we all start somewhere, and I mean, I had my fair share of being dropped in my first month of races before I actually hung on to the group. So that was a great experience. I'm still here. What I love about riding is just kind of the simplicity of enjoying the outdoors on two wheels and getting away from everything. It's my outlet. It's It's my therapist, my best friend sometimes, my doctor. In the great words of Don Buttram, I ride my bike to burn off the crazy. So yeah, we all have a little crazy in us. You gotta be a little crazy to do what we do, like ride 200 miles in a day or 100 miles. I think every cyclist is just inside a little kid that wants to ride their bike. So pretty simple as that, and we all have fun doing it. These past 3 weekends have been cyclocross, cyclocross, cyclocross. The first weekend kicked off in Elgin, Texas, just outside of Austin, and that was a wake-up call. Yeah?
Something new, something different that we haven't been doing.
That course in Elgin, the cyclocross scuffle, is always, feels like always a beat down. There's pebble, gravel, there was a puddle crossing, basically a ditch crossing, and what other tough stuff?
Lots of turns.
Lots of turns, sand.
Lots
So
of turns.
Elgin's like, Elgin's a kick in the butt for me. Second weekend, my teammate Brent and I traveled up to Iowa City for some Jingle Cross, and that was fun. Oh man, a World Cup worthy course.
Cochran, Miller, DeBear in the front row, the 50 plus, Savory, Bond, Smith, Orness, and Murphy from the front row of the 40.
Go, Brett!
Past weekend, we just came back from San Antonio and with Best Cross, the fine folks with San Antonio Cyclocross. What'd you think about that course?
It was fun. It was really dry and dusty, but it was fun. You get a little bit of everything, a little single track, a little wide open, some tight and twisty stuff. So you get the full show of cyclocross in that course.
So what I loved about Best Cross weekend was Saturday night with Night Cross. The races start at 6 and then we raced at 8:30. It's a really cool feeling to race night cyclocross if you haven't tried it, especially when there's a crowd there. There's a log jump that some people were bunny hopping, some people were running over, but you had the crowd right there kind of like cheering you on, heckling a little bit. It kind of felt pro, you know, to race at night and all the excitement in the air. We just came back from Interbike last week in Vegas. That's a lot of fun. John is just having a field day, walking around the expo and getting to meet some manufacturers, catching up with friends, and just meeting and networking with other people. So how was your Interbike experience?
It gets better every year. I get to meet new people, get to have new experiences, and then we get to expand the brand. You know, people get to hear about us from Italy and all over the world, which is kind of neat and kind of fun.
What are some of your favorites booths to go visit at Interbike?
Whew, that's tough. There's a few of them that give beer. That's always a good thing. It always makes me want to come hang out. But no, there's so many different booths and so many different things to see. You know, one day you could look at bicycles all day. One day you could look at wheels all day. One day you could look at, you know, components. You get the full array of everything. And then it's always the latest and greatest of everything that's out there because everybody wants to show their new products. So you get the feel of the entire bicycle industry for sure.
Other than the networking and learning at Interbike, we also had wheels on display with the Morph Tech people out of Spring, Texas. They received a 2017 Interbike Innovation Award for the technology that they came up with, which is the Morph Tech handlebars.
It's a really neat design. It starts out like just a normal flat base bar, and then you can go directly into the aero position. So you get to ride anything from a standard road drop bar that turns into an aero position, and then also just a base bar. So you get lots of different options with it, which is really neat.
So we connected through Morph Tech just through word of mouth, and we want to thank them for giving us an opportunity to display our wheels on their bike and their whole sweet setup they had. So thank you guys, Frank, Greg, and Paul.
From X-Shifter.
From X-Shifter.
Yeah, that's a really cool design. You should look that up too.
So I will link all the stuff below, but check out Morph Tech, check out X-Shifter. Really cool people, excited about the bike industry, and also just a small company like us. This weekend, we will be going to Austin, Texas for some 6-shooter. Wait, I gotta do this. Hold on. I absolutely love that race because it was my very first cyclocross race, and I got a $20 hand up from the MC, and it was like the coolest thing ever. So 6-shooter, mark it on your calendar. What do you think about the course?
It's a great course, especially if you love sand.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of sand.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
You
okay.
go down
yeah,
and back.
That's right. So yeah, 6-shooter, a lot of straightaways. Gets pretty dusty, but you have plenty of wide turns, and that back section with its steep uphill and sharp off-camber turns. That's always a challenge. I think it's gonna be a good weekend. We have our teammates coming. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
Extremely excited.
You know how excited I am.
How excited is that?
I'm so ready. Can you hear me? I'm ready. The panda's coming out for 6-shooter. Crosstober's coming up next week. Yeah. Crosstober, guys, thanks for tuning in.
We hope to see you next time.
Tune in next week. This concludes our very first episode of Coffee with Cantu. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, please post below and we will get to those as soon as we can.
That was terrible.
You specialize in
hand-built custom wheels.
Yeah, you do. We're happy to just meet new people, talk to y'all, come have a beer with us. Coffee with Cantu. It's good. One more time.
We're a husband and wife team. I do all the building and she does all of the marketing.
What do you do?
All you building?